This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and what I have for you today is the Cisa Astral S Euro Profile cylinder that was sent to me by Ted in Canada. So Ted, one more time, thank you very much for everything you sent my way. Now, I have picked Cisa Astrals before, and I haven't had anywhere near as much trouble with them as I am with this particular lock. I've also picked the Abus, the EC750, the D6, the D10, all the other locks that share this exact same keyway, and I don't recall any of them being quite as difficult as this particular lock is. I suspect that part of the problem there is that we do have some pretty tough bidding on here. We have, in particular, on number 6, a really high cut, and a couple of other high cuts in slots 2 and 3 here. So that might be part of the problem, but honestly, there is something a little bit funky about these pins, and we're going to be able to see that once we take this apart. But before we do that, we are going to have to pick this guy open. Before I start, let me point out one interesting feature of the lock, and that is this bit of metal that goes all the way down the spine. That is steel, and it's designed to keep this lock from being snapped. And being that the sheer amount of steel we have here, I suspect it's a really effective measure. Okay, let's get some tension in here with a wiper insert, and I'm going to be using a curved flag that should help me reach around the warding here. Okay, number 1 is loose. 2 is loose, so is 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 is binding on me. Lifting him up. Okay, got a little bit of a false set out of him. Back to the beginning. 1 is binding. Got a little bit more of a false set. 2, getting some counter rotation on him. Okay, got 2 set. 3, counter rotation. Got 3 set, 4, little bit of counter rotation, set him. Same on 5, nothing on 6, back to the beginning. Okay, number 1 dropped back into our really deep false set, nothing on 2. Okay, 3, we probably dropped him. He's giving me counter rotation again. Okay, got 3 set, 4, 5, 6, back to 1. Okay, got our false set back, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is, I think, giving me something. Okay, I think I got a click out of 6. But that is a really high cut, and I'm having trouble reaching it. Oh, there we go. Okay, 6 opened us up. So as you can see, certainly the high cut number 6 gave me trouble a couple of times. And frankly, there's something strange about that pin that we're going to see when we open this guy up. This is a thumb turn cylinder that I have already partly disassembled to make this video go a little bit quicker. Okay, so let's lock this guy back up and get this bendy clip off the back. Almost have this guy. You don't want to bend these guys too much, because if you do, they can be difficult to put back on. Just enough to get it off. And usually I don't have too much difficulty putting it back on. Okay, got a key in here. Let's get a follower. see if I have a long enough one. That one just barely does the trick. Okay. Okay, we have pins on the top and bottom, and we also have what appears to be a little piece of drill protection here. I'm going to drop that out. Put that drill protection in slot 8. And we're going to try to drop out all of these passive pins. And it appears that one of them's being a little bit shy. There we go. We're going to put all of them in slot 7. And now let's dump these key pins out. Okay, 1 is a modified standard, 2 is standard, 3 is standard, 4 is that modified standard with a narrowed top, 5 is standard, and 6 is standard. Okay, let me arrange these. Okay, number 1 is a modified standard pin. 2 is a nice long spool. 3 is a spool. I'm pretty sure 4 and 5 are as well. Got a lot of counter rotation out of them. Number 6. Okay, folks. I think that is the first time I have seen a pin-in-pin factory driver that was not in something like a multi-lock or a multi-lock clone. Wow. Okay, that's really interesting. I have never had one of those in a Cisa lock before. I still don't believe that's in there. I wonder if they're taking a page out of the lock sport way of doing things. I believe that's how those were. Okay, really interesting stuff, guys. That's a first for me. Ted, thanks for sending this my way. I don't know if you knew what was in there, but let's take a look. Okay, the key pins, we have standards in 2, 3, 5, and 6. Then we have modified standards in slots 1 and 4. Then on the driver pins, we have a modified standard in slot 1, then 4 spools in slots 2 through 5. And finally, we have that pin-in-pin chamber in slot 6 that gave me a little bit of trouble. So not only was that really, really high set, but we had an issue of the pin-in-pin with it looks like one light serration in there as well. So I was feeling a click out of there, but not getting any love. That little serration was probably what was giving me problems. Then in number 8, we have a piece of drill protection. That's actually something that goes in the side of the lock. And if you look at a dimple cylinder, you can understand why they would do that. If you were to drill down the side, you could actually just cut this cylinder right in half and hopefully remove the cylinder from the core. But that's not what that piece of drill protection prevents you from doing that. Okay, as far as everything else in here, this looks like the bottom where the passive pins go. Then we have our 6 active pins up top. Nothing else unusual here. I don't see any drill protection in here. I want to see if maybe some of these driver pins are steel. Whoa. Yeah, they all are. Okay, so there's plenty of drill protection in there. No issues there. Okay, Ted, one more time, thank you very much for this lock. To everyone else, if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.